When you find your homie, the chemistry mixes well, and you don't need to explain things. You just evolve together. That's what happened when Luigi Dall'Igna met Marc Marquez inside Ducati's red bunker. One builds weapons, the other becomes one. Numbers met nerves, and MotoGP 2025 turned into a lesson in how far obsession can go before it breaks the sport. Marquez didn't join Ducati for redemption. He came to finish the myth. Dall'Igna didn't sign him for headlines. He signed him because chaos is the purest form of data. The first handshake was not an introduction, but a trigger. By Thailand, the chemistry was already violent. By Misano, the championship was over. Marquez took the same bike that Bagnaia couldn't decode and made it sing like it owed him its soul. He wrapped the title with 5 races left, then shattered his shoulder in Mandalika. But the war was already won. Had that crash not happened, the math said 650 points, the greatest single-season stat line ever. 2 minds, 1 madness. When genius and danger agree on rhythm, is that chemistry or apocalypse? Comment below. The build-up. In 2024, Ducati's boardroom looked like a crime scene of egos. Jorge Martin wanted the red seat. Bagnaia had seniority. Marquez had nothing but history and the kind of eyes that make engineers nervous. Dall'Igna rolled the dice and picked the man who breaks physics for breakfast. At the first test, it clicked. Marquez didn't complain. He calibrated. He didn't describe problems. He gave coordinates. Front slides 20 meters later than telemetry shows. That's how you talk to a man who thinks in equations. Dall'Igna, the engineer who turned Italian chaos into championship machinery, finally found a rider who treated complexity like caffeine. Bagnaia's feedback meetings ran for hours. Marquez's lasted 5 minutes. Front fine, don't touch the rear. That became a Ducati proverb. The garage vibe changed. Less ceremony, more silence. Every run looked like an experiment in velocity. Dall'Igna's tablet glowed. Marquez watched nothing but the next corner. 2 men sharing the same obsession, efficiency so ruthless it felt religious. When the lights went out in Thailand, Marquez rode like someone reintroducing fear to a generation that had forgotten it. He wasn't testing the bike, he was teaching it how to win. Was Dall'Igna gambling, or did he just finally find the missing piece of his machine? Thailand opened with a warning. Marquez took maximum points. Pecco was already chasing ghosts. Jerez came next. Chaos in Andalusia. Marquez hit the gravel, rejoined, clawed 4 points from nothing. Bagnaia spent 45 minutes staring at Fabio Quartararo's rear tire, unable to pass. 2 champions, 2 languages. One spoke reaction, the other reason. Only one scored. France turned to roulette. Rain, pit stops, panic. Marquez switched tires twice and still dragged P2 behind Zarco. That ride defined the year. Risk wasn't an accessory, it was religion. Dall'Igna grinned behind the pit wall. He'd found someone who could improvise faster than algorithms. Then came the massacre of mid-season. Mugello, Sachsenring, Misano, each race another sermon in brutality. The Desmosedici obeyed like a dog that finally respected its owner. At Misano, the telemetry said it all. Marquez entered corners 3 km/h faster with 30% less brake pressure. Physics flinched. The others tried. Acosta's youth, Bezzecchi's aggression, Bagnaia's pride, none could dent him. By August, he'd turned MotoGP into a one-man lab experiment. Then came turn 7 at Mandalika. Bezzecchi braked late, carbon touched carbon, and the god fell. Ligaments tore, the paddock froze, and an entire factory realized how fragile immortality is. The scoreline stopped at 7 titles, 5 rounds left. But even broken bones couldn't erase the numbers. He had already done enough to make the rest look ornamental. If Bezzecchi hadn't locked that brake, would we still be talking about MotoGP or just the myth of 650 points? Valencia without Marquez looked like an empty church. Lights on, faith gone. Ducati's engineers called it the vacuum. Davide Tardozzi said it straight, without Marc's data we guess. That wasn't drama, it was mathematics. The Desmosedici evolves on feedback, and nobody generates feedback like him. Every lap he rides, he produces millions of data points, the chaos that teaches the machine how to behave. Bagnaia's smoothness can't replicate it. He rides too neatly. Marquez rides like an earthquake, and from the fractures come the answers. When he went silent, the screens in Bologna still glowed with his old traces. Engineers pinned them to their walls like commandments. Look, this is how he carried entry speed through turn 9. This is why the bike doesn't chatter when he does it. The crew missed not just his pace, but his presence. He jokes, disarms, calms the room. Easy to work with, Dall'Igna called him. That line sounds soft until you understand its weight. Easy means predictable chaos, controlled danger, the kind of order you can't teach. He refused to rush the recovery. No Hollywood comeback, no forced heroics. Shoulder ligaments need patience, not applause. January, he said. That's the target. And Ducati waits, holding their breath like worshippers awaiting resurrection. When a team becomes addicted to one man's data, what happens when he stops breathing into the sensors? Dall'Igna's discovery wasn't that Marquez was fast. Everyone knew that. The revelation was that he was humanly efficient. He listens. He laughs. He treats engineers as co-conspirators, not servants. That's what makes him dangerous. He builds loyalty through competence. In 12 years of MotoGP, every teammate called him something different: monster, alien, machine, but none denied his focus. Inside Ducati, he became a cultural virus. Morale rose just by his shadow crossing the garage. When he walked in, stress levels dropped. That's leadership disguised as mania. Dall'Igna has built empires before, Aprilia in 125s, Ducati in superbikes, but he never had a rider who mirrored his brain like this. Together, they operated beyond motivation. They were method and instinct dancing on the same heartbeat. For the engineer, Marquez was validation. All those years of ridicule for complex bikes suddenly looked like foresight. For Marquez, Dall'Igna was salvation, proof that the system could still trust a madman. Now comes 2026. Ducati's fear isn't losing races, it's losing that alignment. Chemistry like this doesn't repeat. It happens once in a sport's lifetime. When he returns, the paddock already knows what's coming. They'll measure every split against 2025's ghost. They'll whisper the number he almost reached, 650. Unbroken, untouchable, unfinished. That's the currency of legends. Numbers you never got to collect. Was 2025 the peak of collaboration or the blueprint for an empire? When Marquez straps back in, will the chemistry hold or burn the lab down? Comment your verdict below and subscribe for more savage breakdowns.